Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Hi, welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater, Elements of War. I'm Ellie, the star of the show, Archie.
This is Jeff, and I'm playing Jerr Lan.
It's Chine, and I'm playing Chime North.
This is Jeremy playing Everybody Hates Julian.
I'm Aaron playing Sam Feluge.
And I'm Jordan, and I am providing guidance for your craziness. That's the only way I can describe it. So, when we last left off, the Eagles were coming.
They came.
The eagle has landed.
The Eagle landed, yes.
Well, it didn't really land, it just scooped up bear.
Bye, bear!
Because someone
So
was...
the Eagles have saved the Bears.
It wasn't even like a division skirmish or anything. It just saved them. You know, that joke was barely passable.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, you all just were in a drag-out, knockdown fight with Archi.
Marchi.
Jerr, you had sought out some medical attention, or some medical attention was kind of forced upon you.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I was quarantined.
Checking you out for the root virus
They
That's
were
why
checking me out.
And now you're wearing an ankle monitor.
on his forearm.
A forearm monitor.
So anyway, Julian, before fighting the multi-archies,
Yes.
what had you been doing?
Julian, well, two things. One, he sort of is okay with at the moment, was wanting to make sure that Katari was being taken care of. And going into the dark building, sort of surmised that she was actually improving in that facility, so kind of just left her there. Julian also was been carrying around this casing, which contains the fire elemental that was in Archi, and trying to figure out how to,
Kill it?
yes, get it disposed of.
I suggest an incinerator.
I suspect that would not work.
I wouldn't go with anything that Jordan suggests.
But then was distracted. Julian was distracted by
Marchi.
trying to kill the bears.
So where are we all currently?
Sam and Jerr and, well, we don't know where Archie actually is, but Sam and Jerr were in the veterinary clinic. Chime and Julian were outside of the veterinary clinic, right about maybe 100 yards away. We were heading there, trying to join the fight.
What had been done with OG Archie?
The body is in that air-gapped facility
Okay.
with chassis. Yes, is in the air-gapped facility with Serrani's new chassis.
Okay.
Yes. Bear got flown to the mountaintop, or the temple. So honestly, Julian would see that and head straight to the temple.
Okay. So Julian's heading towards the temple.
So Sam is inside. I think Sam had broken out a couple windows, trying to get Bear out.
Mm-hmm.
Can Sam see Julian?
Because Julian could see into the window, so Sam should be able to see out of the window.
We'll go ahead and say yes.
Ooh, question though. Julian was connected with the fire elemental that was inside of the building. What happened? Because we know their bodies
Right.
dropped when the one body dropped and hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the elemental? What does Julian sense?
The technician is having their body temperature rise. I think there might be some root virus going on. The code portion of the virus is attacking the CPU of the Android.
Okay.
Having been connected to somebody with the root virus before, Julian can sense that that's the root virus.
Correct.
Okay. So Julian, on his way then, he's turning and walking up the hill to the temple, still connected to that one, is just going to speak to it. And he's not going to care whether he's speaking in his head, so he's, I'm assuming, walking past Chime, who was rushing the other way, and you hear Chime hears Julian say out loud, and says, "You just need to kind of stay where you are. Don't worry. I'm trying to figure out how to help you guys." And he's just walking past. You can tell he's not talking to you.
Yeah.
And as soon as he says that, he's going to actually start jogging
Which direction?
to the temple. Julian's going to pause. He's going to take like 2 or 3 steps, stop, turn around. It's like, Chime,
What's up?
try and calm me down.
All right. Listen here.
And he's going to mentally saying those words to the elemental.
You need to take a breath and calm yourself down.
You need to take a breath and calm yourself down.
Whatever you're dealing with is not as immediately urgent.
Whatever you're dealing with is not as immediately urgent.
You can deal with it in a calm manner and accomplish more.
You can deal with it in a calm manner and accomplish more. Out of game, Julian is trying to see if he can combine
The powers.
yeah, to have a greater effect.
Okay.
Because we know it works.
Because it has worked with elemental and innate. Let's see if it works with innate and innate.
Yeah.
That would be Julian's persuasion, and I guess it would be Chime's persuasion as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time that you tried this type
Yep.
of thing
Yes.
before.
Yep.
So it's going to be a lot harder than to break that barrier, if you know what I mean.
40.
Plus 26.
All right. So you don't know why he's saying this to you,
No.
but
I'm putting my force into it.
you're putting your whole force into it because you know Julian at this point, and
Yes.
he's never really asked you to do well. Okay, so he hasn't really recently asked you to do anything
That I'm opposed to.
crazy for no reason.
Well, off screen, some things that have happened in the course of their journey, Julian has asked to try and combine some abilities before.
Chime and Julian have been working together, just getting to know each other better also.
You can sense that the fire is concentrating down. It is becoming more manageable. So it seems like whatever you two are doing together is working. But it wouldn't be as effective as if
I could
he
directly.
could directly interact with an elemental.
Can Julian sense it? Is it less effective than Julian doing it alone? Or is it more?
It's more effective than if Julian were doing it alone.
Okay. All right.
But if Chime was able to directly interact,
Yeah, but Chime can't.
Yeah, if there was a way we could get your powers to go through me to do it, instead of me going through you, is what he's saying.
That's something to think about because I don't know
Yeah.
how that would happen.
I don't know how that
way,
would happen either.
You two would have to have a mind connection.
which Julian can't.
Right.
He is just with elementals, so
That might be something that I could learn.
well, that's another stop on the. Julian's going to sense this and sort of look at Chime as like, it may work a little bit. We'll come back to that. Okay?
All right.
Go see if they need help.
Absolutely.
And then he turns and starts jogging
Okay.
back up to the temple.
As Sam's going to turn and shoot out the door. Or out the window.
Climb out the window.
Shoot.
Bang, bang.
Bang bang. Out
Bang,
the window.
bang out the window in Julian's direction.
Thank goodness.
And I got a 7.
I don't think that would work as well as you would like it to. If anything, it's going to startle Julian.
Okay.
You hear the bang bang and then the whiz of bullets going past.
Okay.
I'm sure you're angling more up towards, like, in the air.
Yes, I am not trying to shoot Julian.
Yes.
I am shooting in Julian's
I'm
direction.
just trying to clarify for the listeners. Yes.
I wasn't sure if
Sam or
I
Sid.
didn't say that because I was figuring if I tell Jordan that
yes.
I'm trying not to shoot Julian and I roll so low, Jordan's like, you clip him in the leg.
Oh, do you want me to be that way?
No, that's quite all right. I like where you went the first time.
You have spoken.
So you hear some gunshots, but that's not surprising considering what just happened.
Yeah.
There might be some stray shots afterwards. So if you want to keep on going, then that's fine.
No, because everything sort of has died down. Julian would, in kind of one of those moves, he had rifle in tow already in his hands, do this one thing. So as he's running, he would like turn, roll until he's on his back now, and has the rifle pointing back. What does he see? Because using the rifle scope and vision.
Well, you can see Sam in the window.
I'm gonna be like, Sam, what the heck are you doing?
There's someone out there.
That's Julian.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Huh. So it is.
Julian's going to try and connect on his own to Shade.
Give me that gun. Rips it out of your hand.
Tension, on edge. I should have seen. I should have known.
Should have looked.
Should have looked. My bad.
5D. Plus 1. Yes. I'm not going to get it. Oh no. Definitely not. I missed. I didn't connect. I needed a 23.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a 9.
You're definitely a little too on edge to make a firm connection with Shade, who's not the most relatable elemental you've worked with. Not saying anything bad about Shade.
But he knows Shade well, though.
You know Shade well, but Shade is a fickle creature.
So you see Sam in the window. Is Sam still pointing?
No, you can see that Jerr has forcibly removed the firearm from Sam's hands. It looks like Jerr is dressing Sam down.
For being an idiot.
Little pointing, some hand shaking.
Threatening to smack him upside the head.
Julian's going to shoot above the building. He's just going to fire a shot.
Okay.
Why is he shooting at us?
Because you shot at him. What do you think?
He can't see that it's us?
You couldn't see that it's him?
No, but he's got the scope.
I wave at you.
Julian, not taking his eye out of the scope, is going to take it to one hand, wave back, cock the gun.
Can I burst into the room now?
Sure.
What is all the shooting about?
I thought there was somebody out there.
Yeah, I was just out there. And Julian's out there.
Yeah, it was Julian. I didn't realize it was Julian.
So you just shoot at any random person?
After what we just went through, yes.
Did you not see them all fall?
Well, yes, but
Several bodies in the room with you.
I'm jumpy.
Time to calm down.
Okay, I'm calm.
Once Chine gets there, Julian's slowly standing up and is backing away, but still watching.
I'm calm. No more shooting. Gonna have my gun back.
No. Jerr puts it away. Like, dramatically puts it away so that...
You see Julian
Julian
lower the
can
rifle,
see it.
turn around, and start jogging.
Hopefully, I don't need it.
Hopefully you don't.
Oh, but I did try, which fills up air.
Still fast.
Shade now has a -2 to your next roll. I guess you got a minus.
Shade's next roll
Yeah.
is -2. Okay.
Yeah. Since I didn't connect, if I connected, it would have been until I disconnect.
Yeah.
Negative feedback.
Out of game real quick. Since my new mechanic of augmenting Julian's power, I have gone through all 6 checkboxes on air.
I wonder why.
Yeah, only 3 on fire, none on the other elements so far. Which means now there's no more chance roll. So the next time I would connect, we have said that Julian pretty much can decide whether that elemental gets a plus or negative. Since I'm assuming Julian doesn't actually know that he's adding that, it's going to be his current move towards that elemental.
Yeah.
So if he's in the spirit of cooperation with that elemental, it'll be a plus. If it was like something that just happened now, it probably would have been a minus anyway.
Yeah.
Alright. Do either of you know what's going on around here?
Archie took over a bunch of androids.
Well, yeah. But why? How?
We don't know that yet.
It's a virus.
Yeah, as a virus.
It's a sickness. It passes between elementals.
Okay, and neither of you have been infected yet, I assume, since you're still standing. Unless it's just the androids that went down.
Out of game, they do have their monitors on there.
Yeah, I know.
So does it look... Are they still infected?
Are we infected or no?
You weren't.
We aren't. We weren't.
Well,
Well, can I read it or no?
Go ahead and roll 3d6. Aaron, you want to look at... Does Sam want to look at his? Hers? Its?
It's
Hers?
mine. Theirs.
Shades.
Oh, nice.
16.
5.
I mean, if I can read one, can't I read more? Are we rolling to read or rolling to see if we're infected?
Yeah, rolling to see if you're infected.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Might you want to roll character points?
character point.
Do we know what the target is?
I do, yeah.
Am I healthy?
Maybe.
Of course.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
another character point?
You gotta get at least what?
At least 16.
Probably 15.
Yeah, it's probably 15 target. Or a 7 target.
Oh my gosh, Jeff.
Retire those dice. Don't roll another one of
This
those.
is your last one. That you can only spend 3, right?
Yep.
Hey!
And it explodes.
It's better than a 1.
But that's above 15 now, right?
Yeah, it is above 15 now. 17.
Seems like yours was fluctuating a little bit unexpectedly there for a moment, but it has evened out.
Sweet.
It must have been a false positive.
So, from the report that I read about this, that mission that I went on, I had to go rescue Del Linden from a Marling facility that had gone black. Nobody knew what was going on. I went in there and the whole place had turned against itself. Everything was dark. It was very, very much like described what we saw here. Well, the after report talked about a virus that spread from proxy to proxy contact. So, me and you need to be real careful at this point.
Yes.
If we come upon any...
Don't touch any bodies.
Don't touch androids, don't touch anybody, I guess, because we don't know. I mean, you're healing hands. You probably know more about virus control than I do, so
Yeah.
you tell me. What should we do?
We need to find the healers again and get them to show me how to work with the elementals rather than just humans.
Okay. So let's go find those healers.
Well, a couple of them are right here. That's part of the problem.
So, when you were talking to them, did they tell you how to actually treat this problem?
No, I never got a chance to talk with them. I kept trying to get a chance to talk with them, but they kept pushing me off.
Well, let's see if there's anybody else conscious in this facility. Should we split up or stick together?
I'd say we stick together because, as we were talking, neither of us can touch anybody.
It's true.
Yeah.
If we're going to check any bodies, where'd our friend go off to?
Yeah, where'd Julian go?
Pretty sure you went after Bear.
Where did Bear go?
Eagle snatched it.
What do you mean an eagle snatched him?
Just what I said. And Eagle came down, picked Bear up, and flew away with it.
I think the most shocking thing about that sentence is that I'm not that shocked.
Yeah.
Confused, not shocked.
So, let's see if we can find a way to get this virus out of some of these things.
Well, does Julian need someone to watch his back?
He didn't ask for it. He saw me, he told me to come in and help you.
I kneel down and start trying to wake up one of the scientists that was working on us.
Why are
I
you
punch
touching
you.
me?
It's not going to happen immediately. If it would have happened, it would have happened already.
He has been handling Archie for a while now.
And Katari.
And
Been
Katari.
Healing Katari and
Okay.
kneel down and see if I can wake up some of these doctors. Are any of them responding?
No. They're going through a hard reboot.
Alright. Looks like we gotta find the center of this mess. We should go back to where Archie was.
Sam, can Shade contact Julian? Or is it a one-way connection?
You're turning Shade into a walkie-talkie.
Essentially.
Go ahead and roll for Shade.
6. 7 above 7 IQ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So, I created a randomizer. 6 is me.
Of course it's you.
It-
We've established this. Where's those dice?
No.
And you know what?
Sir,
It was the red die you rolled, too.
It was
It's alphabetically based.
Yes.
yeah, I saw that.
It is.
Which isn't really random.
It's random for when you roll a die, but that will head.
Just saying. All right.
So Shade is willing, but Shade is also very willing to censor heavily.
Oh, yeah, of course. I actually don't know if it works that way, but Shade definitely would like to find out. What do you want Shade to tell Julian?
Well, one, confirm that he's actually knows where Bear's at so you can get to him. Two, to inform him of what we know and what we're doing.
Okay. Shade, just can you try to let Julian know that we're trying to get a doctor to tell Jerr how we can treat this?
Sure.
Keep in mind that this benefits Shade as much as it does anyone.
And Jerr is very adamant that I point out to you that this helps you as much as it helps us. Because keeps us from getting sick.
Julian, you feel a tickling at the back of your consciousness.
Well, Julian's still being connected to the fire elemental.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to think it's the fire elemental. And he's going to just start to run faster.
Okay.
Thinking that maybe the time is running out on...
On the fire element.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, if that's all he senses, that's what he's going to do.
It seems to be rather persistent. It kind of has a smoky quality about it.
So, there's something familiar about this.
Yes.
How far has Julian made it?
Well, so the veterinarian clinic, if I remember correctly, was about midway up the spiral path that led to the top of the
Okay,
hill.
so it's a spiral path. Okay.
Yeah, but you're about halfway between the two.
Not slowing down. He's going to try again since there's something familiar about it. Trying to connect with. I don't even know if you can do this.
You can connect to multiple at once.
No, the connection would drop unless Jordan let me spend a fate point to keep both. Like, really, how far is that?
Because he has a distance.
I have a
limit.
distance limit. Is it over 1 kilometer?
No.
Okay.
We're talking a pretty good hill, but it spirals around, and you're at a kind of a point where if you look down, you can see the veterinary clinic.
Oh, so he can see. He's going to look in his rifle scope and see if he can see.
Yeah. There's some activity, some people coming in and going out as they're trying to figure out what's going on. It doesn't appear that your friends are outside.
Also does have the sight, which means he can see the elementals. Can he pick out shades and notice any difference with shades?
You can pick it out, but you can't see any fundamental difference.
Okay. He's going to try and connect.
And if you do want to spend a fate point, I will allow it.
To stay connected with it?
To stay
I don't want to spend one on that.
Okay.
Never mind. It didn't work.
11. I need a 23. So, nope. He's going to keep going.
Okay.
He's going to run.
Yeah.
He's running faster, though. He's not taking
It was
his
a
time
failed
now.
experiment.
Shade tells Sam that Julian doesn't care.
Julian doesn't care.
Huh.
Okay.
So I guess we go ahead and do whatever we need to do.
I kind of doubt that, but okay.
He's otherwise occupied at the moment.
Yeah.
All right. Let's search this joint.
Should Shade ask Julian if he needs any backup?
Sure.
Okay.
We still need to find a doctor here, so.
Yeah. Shade, can you ask Julian if he needs any backup?
He doesn't want to talk to me.
Must not need any backup because he's now not even talking to Shade.
All right.
All based on Google.
Sounds like Julian.
Let's go.
If he wanted backup, he would have taken Chime over here. Because they were together.
Sam just gives Jerr this look like, you really think Julian would take Chime as backup? Yeah.
They have been working together.
Yeah. They have been.
Whatever, let's go.
Let's go. Let's start trying to wake somebody up.
I rolled a 9 for search for a doctor that's awake.
You might have to go back to the hospital.
That's where I was headed.
All right. To the hospital.
Archie, I'm going to talk to you in a moment, right after this quick break.
Hey there, my name's Anthony, and I run an actual play podcast called Deep Fried Dice, where we play role-playing games. On Deep Fried Dice, we like to explore our imaginations and tell strange stories in alternate worlds, funny fantasies, and sort of epic fiction. Twice a week, we play games using genres and systems on the less traveled side of role-playing in the hopes of showing off the flexibility this hobby can provide. If you like tabletop games, bad jokes, and hearing stories, then come listen to us at www.deepfrieddice.com.
We're back. Archie, do you remember the obstacle course that you did?
Yes.
Do you remember going to the temple?
That's usually how they would end. Yes.
Do you remember receiving your mission to go to North Belisara to infiltrate?
Yes.
It seems like this is the first time you can remember these memories. The first time in a long time. Where it doesn't feel like some sort of pall has passed over these. This is different. You're feeling like there's this weight that's been lifted off of your proverbial shoulders. You open your eyes and you're in a pitch black spherical room. And there is a small table, about the size of a modest kitchen table, a square weathered wood. It has a kettle sitting on one corner and 2 mugs, a small selection of teas. And someone is sitting in the chair that is closest to you, but their back is turned to you. There's a chair opposite that person that's empty.
Just for my sake, how am I sitting? Am I laying? Am I sitting?
You're not. You're standing.
Okay. I walk cautiously towards the figure and round the table, still not looking at them. Sit and look up. What do I see?
It's Serrani.
Feels like forever, but it doesn't. My head. Ronnie, where are we?
Well, we're back at the animal preserve. This is the instance.
But I just left. What do you mean we're back?
Child, we both left. You've been gone for 3 years.
Ronnie, I tell you, I just left.
What's the first thing that you remember?
I remember a room. Trying to get out of it. Some guard stopped me. And then darkness, and then all of a sudden I'm busting tables. Mixing drinks.
Access your programming. What is your elemental set to?
Water, of course.
Think about when you were bussing the tables. What elemental was flowing through you?
Fire, but how? Ronnie, how do you know all this, but I don't?
Your cache had to be cleared, unfortunately.
What are you hiding from me?
We're hiding nothing. As I said, your cache had to be cleared. You were sick. The only way that we could clear out the problem was to reset your coding.
Where is he?
Who?
Don't play dumb with me, Serrani. Where is he?
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to do reconstruction to find out the answer to that. But we think that the council caught you.
I don't understand how they could have.
We don't either. And that's one of our concerns as well, and that's one reason why we're doing a reconstruction.
I need to know more. Why am I feeling furious? Ronnie, where did the fire come from? It feels attached to my soul. What of my mission?
It was a failure. Worse yet, you were a casualty. It's a miracle that we were able to get you back.
I promised him I would come back. But he's here. Is he still here? Is Pierre still here?
They're not giving me any direct answers.
What is the status of the animal preserve? Who's running it now?
They say that leadership is still in status quo.
That tea reminds me of our mission.
I think that's why they put it there. You hear a pulsing, almost like an atonal alarm clock buzz, but it has like this echoing timbre to it, like it's reverberating inside like a metallic substance. That's our signal.
What?
It's time to go to sleep.
What do you mean? What do you mean go to sleep?
Julian.
Yes. Julian is charging towards the temple. Are there doors?
There are blinds that can be pulled down or pulled up, made out of like a teak wood type of material.
Is there any activity outside?
And there are what looks like an increase in guards moving through the camp. It looks like they're going to reinforce the hospital. Seems like the area is in high alert.
I mean, if no one's going to stop him, he's going to go right into the temple. Yeah, I mean, he's going to just move one of the blinds aside, go right in, since he saw that's where the eagle went. And as soon as he gets in, he's going to start shouting, "Bear! Bear, where are you?"
Shh! Quiet, they're working.
He says that.
One of the guards on the inside. There's a brace of guards, one on each side of the door.
Okay, so he's going to turn and with rifle pointed say, "Where is he?"
He's in the main chamber. The four are working on it.
Julian's going to do one of those where he's still watching, but he's starting to back up and like run, and then he turns and runs towards wherever that guard was pointing. If he can indicate which one is the main chamber.
Well, when you go into the temple, there's like a small alcove. Then it opens up into the main chamber, like almost immediately. There's like a granite plinth in the middle of the chamber. And we've described this before with the different elemental representations and all that. There's a plinth in the middle of the room, and you can see the four elders of the animal preserve, one for each elemental type, working furiously over his supine form. There's wires trailing from a swing open door on his chest. Like the skin can be peeled back in there. It can be swung open so that there's some diagnostic lights, some ports.
Does there seem to be an android there that is sort of observing, or are they all of them actively working?
Three are actively working, and one of them is at a computer terminal working on coding.
So there's no one that seems to be just observing?
It's desperate. They're in a fight for Bear's life. One of them is working on the physical wounds that Bear has sustained. Last episode was not easy on Bear's body, and then having eagles come and grab him.
Not gentle.
Not gentle at all, because they clamp down on him and pull him up into the air. It looks like they're actually having to reset one of his legs. Another one is working on sewing up cuts on his body. Worst coming to worst, doctors are wheeling in a new chassis if they're not able to save this chassis.
All right, so there's some extra people wheeling in. Julian's going to walk up to one of those extras and sort of
So extra.
grab it by the arm and sort of get right up in his face and say, "What are they doing to him?"
They're initiating repair.
Repair from what?
What do you mean?
There were other of your kind just trying to attack him.
There was only one that was trying to attack him.
There were more than one.
No, it was just one over multiple bodies, but it was just one.
Archi.
The Archi unit?
That's who Bear said had taken over Serrani's body. So Archie's now taking over multiple bodies.
We believe so. We've got a lot of work to do. We're trying to get all of the affected to the hospital so that they can be properly taken care of. Now, if you'll excuse me, they got to pull their arm away from your grip so that they can continue taking equipment into the room.
And Jones will say, "Okay, what about the ones that we brought? What about our people in the hospital?"
They're first on the list. They keep moving, yelling that over their shoulder.
Julian's going to start to back out and make his way back out, and he's going to do the same sort of shouting over his shoulder. It's like, "You might want to get some of your people down to the veterinary clinic. There's some more affected there." Julian doesn't feel like he can do anything there, and it seems like it's not the same. Bear's not being attacked there, so
Correct.
he would run again, I guess, back to the hospital at that point.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, the three of you were on your way
we were
back
headed
there.
over to the hospital
Cool.
where we last saw Archie and
Archie's body.
and Sarani, Katari.
So what is the current state of the hospital?
It looks like they've at least got power partially restored to some of the more... It's like, you know how there's like a level of care that's given in a hospital, so like like emergency room, kind of important, but like surgery patients who are on life support, those are the ones that get the highest priority.
Yeah.
Like any of the staff members who are really in a bad position, there's a wing that has had emergency power restored, but it looks like they're still working on getting some of the other parts of the facility back online.
Okay. Sam doesn't go into the hospital.
Sam doesn't go in.
Yeah, Sam stays outside.
Chime goes into the hospital.
So does Jerr.
Okay, Sam's gonna wait outside to make sure
That's fine.
Jer comes back all healthy.
I understand. Which is why I'm going in. As far as we know, it can't affect non-proxies. I go in looking for anybody who's conscious.
Looks like consciousness has been restored to quite a few people.
Okay?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Any of them have those monitoring cuffs on?
Few of the doctors look like they have the cuffs on, but the majority of the staff are taking care of people who have had
Actual injuries.
actual injuries.
I get it. I'm just looking for anybody who has the cuff on to go talk to.
Okay.
I'm going to one of the doctors. That's obviously a doctor. That's not immediately helping someone.
So instead of like the caduceus, the doctors have like a giant water droplet in a octagon embroidered on the lapel of their white coat.
Do I find one that's not occupied?
I mean, they're all pretty busy. Unless a doctor is immediately talking to a patient, they're fairly occupied. But you can see some that look like they're walking to and from the hallways. There's one that's walking with a cane, and he's talking grouchily about lupus
All right.
to a couple of trailing junior doctors.
I go over to them and I ask, is there any way that I can help?
The grouchy doctor comes to a halt abruptly, leans on his cane and kind of squints at you. Doesn't seem to trust you that much.
I'm a healer.
Yes, well, that's what they all say when they come here at first.
I want to learn how to heal what's wrong with androids.
We don't have time to take on any new students. You'll need to go talk to Cuddy about that.
Let me see if I can ease the pain of your lupus.
Are you a nitwit?
Are you a nitwit?
No. He keeps on walking. It's not worth talking to you, he yells over his shoulder.
What about one of the trailing acolytes?
Oh, they're following him. One of them kind of shrugs, looks apologetically to you, and just keeps going.
Can you at least direct me towards someone who will talk to me?
Weren't you in here for monitoring a while ago?
Yes, but I'm clean.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever find a doctor wearing one of the monitors?
Go ahead and roll to search.
15.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go up to the doctor wearing one of the monitors.
Okay.
Look, I know you're extremely busy here. Is there any way we can help those who are infected? My group can do. Anything we can do.
Do any of you have experience helping androids, medically speaking?
Jerr has a little bit. Just the treatment he gave on the way here. I didn't really know androids were outside of the Animal Reserve until a couple of weeks ago.
Do I hear this conversation?
Yes.
Yeah, I walk over to it. Yes, I'm a healer.
Is there anything that we can do?
If nothing else, we can hold things.
We need to stop this spread.
I would suggest that you go talk to the head of the team that's working on your friend.
Okay.
Any information that you can provide about their behavior, any prone to outbursts, or any potential symptoms, a description of their activities, anything along those lines would be most helpful.
Okay.
Because that would help us to determine how far it's progressed, how much work still needs to be done. We've just uploaded their code into the diagnostic system. We're going to have to work on that to go ahead and see what we can do.
Okay. Well, which direction should I head to find Archie's doctor?
Go ahead. It's Dr. Sheridan.
Dr. Sheridan.
All right. So, Julian, you're coming to the hospital as well?
Yep. So he's running.
You get to the hospital, Sam's standing outside.
Julian sees Sam standing outside. Is going to slow down a little bit. Sort of hold the rifle tight a little closer. It's like, hey, Sam, Jerr still have your gun?
Did you find Bear?
Jerr still have your gun?
Of course.
Good. Runs right past you. Into the building.
That's fair. Oh, that's fair.
Jerr's got his gun.
Julian would go run to where he knew Katari was.
Easy enough. You go there. And you find an empty room.
Empty? Power?
Yes, it does have power.
Is anybody around that area?
There's some orderlies, some nurses.
Julian still has his rifle. And he's not slung it, he's carrying it. He's going to point at the first person he sees passing. He's like, where'd they take her? And pointing at the empty room.
Oh, she was one of the root patients, wasn't she? They had to air gap all of them.
Where?
You go down this hallway, up that flight of stairs, down another hallway. You take the elevator all the way down. You turn to your left. It's the third door on your right. You go into the green room. You will see a set of stairs off to one side that will lead you past the operating theater.
Julian stops them halfway through that and is just going to push them, turn around, and point with the rifles take me there.
Go ahead and roll command.
Intimidation?
Intimidation, yeah.
Same thing.
So,
I don't know how
so we were heading to Archie also.
Yeah. But Jerry knew
Not
where
bad.
Archie was.
16.
Okay. All right. Wins. And they go ahead and lead you.
Alright, so what is there? Katari, obviously, but sounds like out of game, maybe that's where Archie and Serrani were as well. Okay.
Correct. Archie. It only seems like a moment has passed, and you are able to open your eyes again.
Serrani, what? Serrani?
I'm here. You notice that the walls are no longer black, but they've started to fill in with some different patches of color. Everything is a muddy gray at this point, but it seems like there's a little bit more going on with the design of your environment rather than just all black. You can tell at this point that the room that you're in is spherical.
Serrani, where are we?
So one of the things that they don't really care to talk about all that much is that when they have to do recoding, they have to put you into a test environment. And as they're working on our programming, as they are correcting things, you can tell where you are in the process by how much detail you can see. So just like they have monitors on the outside, here in the program they let us know how things are going as well. So they've made some progress, but it looks like we still have a ways to go.
Will it still have the same chassis, the same actuator?
That's a thorny point of contention. It depends on whether or not a couple of different things. First off, if your chassis is in working condition, she waves her hand up and she stares at the air. You can't see anything, but she's looking at it. Well, it seems like those fools in Consiglio did a lot of damage to your chassis, forcing a fire elemental into it. So it might need some rerouting, but they might decide that the best course of action until a proper water elemental can be found would be to modify both your programming and your actual chassis to support a fire elemental. That way they can make sure that one is healthy, and then they can reunite the two of you so that you can continue operating as you know how at this point.
Where's that fire elemental? Why do you know more than I do?
Well, they put me into a bullet time program to bring me back up to speed. I'm a little further in the process, and it was thought that you might need a view of your face to help you along. Katari's in even worse condition than you are, so...
Why aren't the elders themselves talking to me?
They're busy. They're having to deal with another incident.
Another incident.
One of the reasons that you were put into this simulation after I was, unfortunately, something happened and your code was erroneously copied. And that instance, it acted like a virus, and it caused some damage in the preserve, and they're having to work on cleaning things up.
Once I reboot, do they expect me to help?
I think that they believe that your own healing is the best way for you to help society.
I see.
I mean, you don't take someone who...
So I fail one mission.
Archie, it's not like you failed a mission. There's a difference between failure and capture. There's a difference between successfully executing a mission and having somebody turn you in to the council so that your mission is subverted. As far as we know, everything was going all right for you. But there's a part of your memory that was most crude. It was crude. It was nasty. We think that's the reason why you were open to the root virus. So it's not that you failed. Don't ever think that you failed. Something was done to you. She waves her hand and the petal disappears.
Fix me a cup? You remember from our mission days what I prefer?
If I remember correctly, it was raspberry.
You know me so well.
Sarani pours a cup of tea, and she actually... It's loose leaf tea. So she has a small little metal ball, and it looks like a bear's head. She puts some tea in it, closes it up, drops it into the water. The water's already high, the steam is percolating, and you can start to smell the pungent, almost like there's actual berries in the environment with you. And it seems like the colors are starting to take on a more lush hue, almost as if there's a sunrise coming up just over the edge of the sphere that you couldn't see before. And with that, we'll go ahead and call that an episode.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.